Good Valhalla. It's the 82nd Astronaut with my co-host Marco for another episode of Kicks and Comics. We're not all superheroes, we're capes. Some are Air Jordans. And today we are talking about Frozen 2 because we both saw it. So let's get into it.
Did you guys actually go see it?
This morning.
You went and saw it this morning showing. Did you take the Brood? I was trying to, I couldn't, I was doing that all last night. Amanda was getting so mad at me. Well, not really mad at me, but she was just like, alright, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't remember it this morning. I woke up and I was like, I lost the tune. I don't hear the voice anymore.
That's it.
There it is.
There we go.
Now I hear it. Oh man, I'm so excited. Been pumped about Frozen 2.
And yes, I took the Brood. Yeah, I took the busload of, the seed.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, I obviously morning showing, yes, probably taking the kids, but we went to go see it last night, which is opening night. Whenever you guys listen to this, the first night. Well, not really first night. It wasn't Thursday.
Off the top, we're not talking about Frozen 2 this whole time, so if you just click this off, please just bear with us, okay?
I'm sure they're going to be more interested in Frozen 2 than Kingdom Come.
Okay.
But yes, we went to go see it Friday night in 7:55 showing, and there was actually a ton of kids there.
Really?
Yeah. So I was, 7:55 is like that showtime that's still early enough.
Right.
That I think, most people would still take their kids and not late enough that, they're in bed already. So, thankfully, it was relatively a tame showing. You always run that risk when you go see a kid's movie if you don't have kids.
Right.
Of that the movie's just going to get ruined by all the other jerkwads that bring their kids like you this morning.
Right. Funny story, someone was sitting in our seats.
Oh, really? Somebody was sitting in the people's seats next to us. They showed up there. I think you're in our seats.
Yeah.
Which, that's not a thing. That wasn't a thing when we were growing up. You go to the movies when we were growing up, and you were looking for people that you could say, hey, could you guys sit? Could you move one over so we can have these three right here? Yeah. And now it's no, you assign seating. It's hey, I've got the ticket. Get out of my seat.
Yeah, out of my seat. And we had to actually get a theater official to. And what happened? This guy had
6-year-olds must have been pissed at you guys.
No, it was. I felt afterwards. The thing is, my wife had gotten. She gets a discount through her work, so she had.
And you went with Rolly too, right?
Yeah,
so it was 10 people.
We had 10 people.
Yeah.
Because we're Mexican, so 10 deep. We all had blades, and
my wife all went in a Honda, one car.
Well, we have an El Camino still, so the adults sat in the front, and then all the kids piled in the back.
Yeah. And the babies were in the trunk. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's how we roll. But this dude, I felt bad because it looked like a single dad, and it was probably his weekend with his daughter, but he had tickets for the 10:40 showing.
Oh, he showed up early?
No, he showed up late because we had the 11:40. But he was just no, man, they said I could be here. I'm like, cool, but not in our seats. So they had to escort him out. And afterwards I was sad because I went to go get popcorn or whatever, and his daughter was not having it. But I'm there was plenty of seats up front. I just think he chose some primo seats to take.
Yeah.
Because my wife had scouted these for a month in advance.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You would think when you're not in the theater that you're at your showtime.
Right.
If somebody came up and said, "Hey, these are our seats," he would just say, "Oh, okay, my bad," and move to other seats.
Right.
But he dug in. And was nah, man. You guys were just gonna be "Oh, all right, cool,
sure, And my wife just took her earrings off. She's like, "This ain't happening." She just. I had waited because we also got a ticket for her mom, so I waited outside for her mom, and she's like, "Mom, watch the kids. I'm like, what's going on?" She's like, "No, someone's in our seats." I was like, "Oh." I was like, Saturday morning at 11, I already have to choke someone out. But luckily, we went to see it. What were your thoughts? You saw Frozen 1, right?
Yeah, I've seen the first one. I liked it. I thought the first one was better. To be honest. I thought this one was good. And I just sent Amanda this article because I read this article when we actually had this conversation when we left the theater, and for any of you people that are hardcore Disney fans or Frozen fans, forgive me if I'm about to say something that you do not agree with or think is unpopular, but Disney just needs to come out and say, like, let us know that Elsa's a lesbian. Like, it's fine. Like, we're good with it. Like, I want her to find love, and I thought they were going to do it. They kind of
voice.
Well, the voice, but then also the Honeymarin, the other girl. They kind of like have this moment around the fire, and you're just like, oh, sweet, here we go. And then, nope. And they just like they play her as this like asexual character, and that's fine. It's like maybe now because we find out what we find out in this movie, maybe like that's just not a thing for her.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just like she's probably the perfect choice for Disney to say, yeah, you know what, we're going all in. Here's our first gay Disney princess. Yeah. Like, just do it. Like, I think it's fine.
I think everyone assumes it already.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that after the first one. I was like, she has no love interest whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, she was secluded forever, so it's not like, and she always felt like she had to stay away from people.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So warming up to someone. But I promise you, if they make a Frozen 3, she probably will have some kind of love interest, and I assume it'll be a woman. But no, I thought it was a good movie. I thought I was entertained, and, you know, I think Disney does a great job nowadays with, not even nowadays, but always, with, you know, giving you nuggets for the parents.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I remember thinking in the theater, there were certain parts of the dialogue where I'm just like, man, these 6-year-olds don't understand, like, what they're saying. Like, they have no comprehension of this.
Yeah.
They just, it looks cool. It's pretty.
My kids were actually like, is this over yet?
Oh, wow.
Well,
they were done with it.
It just seemed a little longer, because last night...
It did drag a little, yeah.
Yeah, we got Disney Plus, and we watched Little Mermaid. Mm-hmm. And for me, like, last night, Little Mermaid flew.
Yeah, 100%.
And then today, I was like, ooh, just to show my hand, I thought the first one was better. I was expecting... there wasn't any like breakout song. Like Let It Go was
that's what I said too.
Song.
Yeah, they're like, and I think the one that was supposed to be the breakout song for this was the one they play at the very, very end when the credits are rolling.
Right.
And that it was the one she sings when she's hearing the voice for the first time. Like, I don't remember, but see, and that's the thing, you can't really remember it,
and that's bad because I just saw it like not even.
And I mean, but to be fair, like Let It Go is like that once in a generational type song where it's like, you know. To capture that, and that's the task they had. Like, unfortunately for Disney, I think the movie as a whole is good. It's not going to have the success in terms of what Frozen did, because Frozen was like, oh my god, the song was breakout. Like, it was just so good. So part 2, like, I mean, to me, I think it was fine. It does drag, and I think it's because it doesn't follow the traditional like arc where, like, you know, we find out who the villain is, you know, and we're battling the villain, and then we're saving the day. It's like, it's very ambiguous, like, leading up to everything, and there's little offshoots, because then Elsa goes off on her own, and then Anna has her own thing, and then Kristoff has his own thing, you know, so it's like, it was breaking it up a lot, and there was just so much going on, whereas, like, in the first one, it's very fine-tuned, where it's like, Elsa kind of is the bad guy for a little bit.
Yes.
In the movie, and then it's just leading up to that.
They're all fighting Elsa. Yeah.
And then it comes down in, like, the final antagonist and stuff like that. So, it did feel a little long. I think myself watching it, there was points where I'm like, man, when's this gonna be over with? Like,
right.
Or how is this gonna end? Like, so.
To your point, that's what my wife mentioned. She's like, okay, they went to the woods, but oh no, she has to go to the dark water, to what's that place with Onomatopoeia? Like, I even forgot it already. Like, and then she's like, oh wait, why are you now? Yeah, and I felt there was too many musical numbers.
There were. Did you? I thought it was. I actually didn't mind it so much, but Kristoff's musical number was like a 90s, 90s rock.
Right. My wife and I were laughing because, like, oh, this is Meatloaf, 100%. But yeah, I would. Yeah, I like Frozen 1 first. Frozen 1 better. It's not a T1, T2 scenario where the second one's better. So, you know, do it
like I said. I think it was just one of those things where it was really hard. I don't get me wrong. I get nowadays also, like, there's more emphasis on making sequels.
Yes,
you know, especially when a movie does really well, and Frozen did so well. It was like no brainer. We have to make a part 2. I don't know that when they made Frozen, the first one, they ever actually intended on, okay, we're going to make a part 2.
I don't think
Maybe
so.
they did.
Maybe,
but
yeah.
But, it's one of those things where the success of the first film was going to be hard to live up to. It's like, I mean, like, obviously, like, they made sequels to Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast and
But
Lion
direct to
King.
TV, yeah.
Yeah.
Or direct to video.
Disney. They were, like, direct
Yeah.
to Disney Channel. It's
Mhm.
like, that might have been what this one should have been more of. Like, let's do, like, a sequel
Possibly.
on Disney Plus. Like,
Yeah.
they could have just done that instead. So,
Yeah. I did the one, like, part that I did thoroughly enjoy was when Olaf was recreating the entire...
And the guards,
It's like,
oh no.
what? Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So-
like when he finds out that Hans was the bad guy. He's
Yeah.
like, no way.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Jeez, like,
Mhm.
it was like he was reliving, we were reliving that movie with
Yeah.
him, like, when he's telling it.
Sterling
Olaf to
Brown.
me was, sorry. Just,
That's all right.
that's going to be a loud noise. But Olaf to me was the best part of part 1, and he was the best
Yeah.
part of part 2 for me also.
Josh Gad.
Yeah, the dude's funny, and he's got a phenomenal voice. So,
Yeah.
very high pitched register, but he's able to hit some notes that you're just like, oh, okay. Maybe that was him the whole time. Exactly.
But do you watch This Is Us?
I do not.
Okay, you should. Great. Does Amanda?
She watches it whenever it comes on after a show that she's been watching on Hulu. You know, Hulu will just like
Yeah, yeah.
line up the next show,
Yeah.
so she's not invested in it. But
Okay.
I saw the whole first season.
It's my jam.
I just don't like crying every day.
Right.
Even though my beanie says I cry every day,
Right.
I don't. And when you watch This Is Us, you're pretty much signing up that you're going to cry.
Oh, yeah.
Their goal is every episode to make you cry.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that's just, if you don't cry in an episode, then they failed
Yeah.
as TV makers. So it's just one of those things where it's like, and I don't know, maybe it's our older age also. I find that I get more choked up easily.
I got choked up during Frozen 2. Like, I will not lie.
I get choked up during commercials sometimes, man.
Yep.
Like, it's just like, yep. Just can't do it. Actually, I don't know if you guys have Netflix, right?
Right.
So I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but I think the kids would actually enjoy it. And it's probably my new favorite holiday movie.
Haunted.
Yes. The Haunting of Hill House.
Right.
But no, Klaus. It just came out on Netflix. It's basically like, I guess you would say an origin story for Santa Claus.
Okay.
And it's an animated
Santa
film.
Claus.
It's got what?
Santa Claus?
Yeah, well, his name is Klaus. He's
Oh.
Klaus. It's about a mailman that gets shipped off to this really remote, like, island
Mhm.
town
Mm-hmm.
to try and get them to do mail, and he didn't
Love it.
like his. Yes, exactly, West Texas. His dad sends him out there. He didn't
Mhm.
want to go, and he has to get like so many letters in a certain amount of time. He basically starts tricking kids into writing letters to this woodsman who can make toys.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much an origin story for Santa Claus, but it's really good, man. It's not a musical, so there's not really any musical numbers.
Yeah.
And Jason Schwartzman actually plays the mailman.
California.
Yeah. J.K. Simmons plays Klaus. Rashida Jones plays the school teacher who ends
Commissioner
up being
Gordon.
and who ends up being the love interest. It's got some other good voices: Will Sasso, Joan Cusack.
Oh,
Norman
it's
Macdonald.
animated.
Yeah, it's animated.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a really, like, honestly, it's a great movie, and definitely the ending sucks you right there at the heartstrings.
Klaus.
But yeah, I think the kids would probably enjoy it, and if they don't,
Klaus.
you definitely will.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So I would check it out. For any of you listeners, if you haven't watched Klaus, go watch Klaus. It's a great movie.
No, that's one thing that I didn't, even as a kid, I didn't like about Disney movies was the musical numbers. I was like, and I was talking to my wife, we visited, my brother here in the afternoon, going down there. I put on Frozen 1 for the kids, and I'm like, okay, this just seemed to be like perfectly spaced musical numbers. Where Frozen 2, it's like music numbers. Like, ugh.
No,
I was never a fan of those, even as a kid.
There was a lot of musical numbers in Frozen 2. There's a lot of them.
Although sometimes I want to bust out in song like at HEB, like, why won't you learn how to
Count
your damn card?
Or count the amount of groceries in your cart. This is 15 items or less.
It's not that.
No, but like I agree with you because I think it's weird, right? The musical number wasn't a big thing for Disney movies until probably the early 90s.
Yeah.
Like Sword in the Stone, no musical numbers. Cinderella, not really any musical numbers. There's Bibbidi Bobbidi Boop, you know, like
for Snow White.
Snow White, Hi Ho, but there's not a ton of musical.
I get around, but I'm not a hoe. Okay?
There's not a ton of musical numbers. Like it's very much a.
It's a story, and if we happen to
there's
sing,
a song here and there, but it's not. It's like I feel like Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, those movies, Lion King. It was like okay, there's a musical number, and those are some of the soundtracks. Yeah, no, yeah. But like I mean, even Pocahontas only has a couple.
Pocahontas,
which came out afterwards, like you know, Colors of the Wind is like the main one, but there's not really. I can't tell you any other song in that. Like Lion King can tell you a lot, right? Yeah. Like Wanna Be King, like
Hakuna Matata,
like Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Kiss the Girls from Little Mermaid, actually.
Little Mermaid.
But yeah, like it's and I get that. Like I think I personally think with Frozen 2, it was one of those things where yeah, exactly, that's what it should have been titled. It was one of those things where they, because of like I said, the success from the first one, there were good songs. You know, like. Yeah, you had Let It Go, but then also the Do You Want to Build a Snowman?
Yeah.
And for the first time in forever. So they were like, okay, we got to cram songs into this. And there just really weren't any songs in this one. They're just like, I'll be like singing. Like,
right.
Like, I mean, I think anybody that's seen Frozen 1 would probably has walked up to somebody at some point in time and gone, do you want to build a snowman?
That's how I met my wife.
That's a little awkward because you guys have 3 kids that are much older than.
That's how we roll 3. Sorry.
All right.
I'm Olaf.
You're even weirder. So your nose is a carrot.
It's not the only thing. Anywho, shout out to Nana at Elmcroft. Thank you for listening.
Who's going to be very pissed because she's a big fan of Frozen and she's probably going to be mad that we didn't take her to go see part 2.
I tried to FaceTime her.
During the movie,
but she wasn't having any of it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go up. It's a whole process to get her out of Elmcroft. I'm sorry, Nana. Thank you for listening. Thank you again to BG Media for producing us, and hopefully you will tag us on your next post. Put it out there.
Shots. Facts. And thank you to Dax Martinez Vargas for our intro and outro music. So
and ears, shout us out on his socials.
Yeah, go. He's also given us some good feedback. He's just now getting around to listening to our work.
That's fine.
Appreciate you. No, like honestly, but go download his music. Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music from.
Yeah.
Dax Martinez Vargas. Or you can also look for some of his older stuff. Successful.
Yes, which my wife thought the porn I was downloading on our laptop.
That was the funniest.
But today
you know you can just label folders of that exact thing, and now she won't even look at it. She'll be just like, "Oh, that's just Dax's music."
Dax's music. No, porn hurts people, so I'm not gonna.